so as we were speaking earlier, Claudia, you mentioned that the problem, the lack of motivation, was interfering in your life, and it was affecting many domains in your life. Now, if you don't mind me asking you the following question, are you okay with the problem?
No, I'm not okay with it. Uh,
Wh- Why are you not okay with the problem interfering in your life?
yeah. Well, I think because it stops me from doing things that I enjoy, things that I want to do. Um, right. So for example, like wanting to go to the gym. Like I want to go to the gym, right? So like the problem is not it's not letting me do that.
Okay, if I am understanding correctly, the problem is preventing you from doing things that you enjoy doing. Is this correct?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Now, Claudia, if you don't mind me asking you, how would you prefer things to be?
I would prefer not to be here. I would like for things to be where, if I want to go do something, I'll go do it. Um, yeah, like I don't know. I wish the lack of motivation wasn't present.
Okay, so definitely, I hear the enthusiasm in the way you speak about how things can be if the problem wasn't present in your life. Now, if I were to ask you this miracle question, Claudia, if you were to go to sleep tonight and you wake up the next morning and the problem is no longer interfering in your life, how would your day be? Can you give me an example? What would your day be like?
Um, I think it would be well, me doing like my normal stuff, right? So getting up, getting ready for work, coming home from work, getting ready for the gym, going to the gym, getting a good workout in, feeling accomplished towards the end of my day, like that I was able to do everything and, not besides like my responsibilities. Like I know I have to do that, but when it comes to things that I enjoy and that I want to do, so feeling accomplished that I was able to do that towards the end of my day. That's how I see my day going.
Wow, I see the enthusiasm when you speak about how would that day look like. Definitely accomplishing all the things that you want to fulfill for that day, and one of them is going to the gym. Um, and then that I see that it brings enthusiasm. Is this correct?
Yeah, I mean, I know that I can, um, but like it's very different, right, to imagine myself doing it and then actually doing it when it comes to the day of, I think.
Now, if you don't mind me asking, Claudia, has there been a time where recently where you're like definitely the problem is still prevalent, but you choose to change well, you choose to block the problem for a day. Have you tried that, or have you recently done that where you're like, I'm gonna do the things that I want? And if so, can you explain to me or provide some details about that day?
Yeah, let me see. I'm trying to think. Um, I think it happens often almost where I tell myself, like, especially I think over the weekend, where I have like more time in the day, where I'll wake up and I know that I have to, take care of some, my errands and do that. But I know that I have time to go to the gym. So sometimes it happens where I come home from running my errands, and as I know that I'm finishing and I'm on my way home, I'll tell myself like, okay, I'm gonna get home, I'm gonna get ready for the gym, and I'm gonna go. Um, but then I come home and oh my gosh, I get so lazy. and just the thought of it. But I'm sure there's been times where I'm like, no, I already told myself that I was gonna go. So let me like mentally prepare. Like I feel like I have to mentally prepare myself to go do something that I want to do, which I don't like that I have to do that. Um, I wish it can just be more like, okay, get it and go do what you enjoy. But I've had to kind of take that time um to mentally prepare myself, like, okay, I need to get ready. I'm gonna go. We're gonna be there for a certain amount of time. Um, and then when I do that, when I take the time to like get myself to mentally prepare for that, I do end up going to the gym, and I feel good at the end because I know that I got a good workout in. So there's been times where that's happened.
Oh, it's nice to hear, Claudia, how you are detailing that there has been times where you are able to fight those that problem, and you're able to fulfill the things that you want to do, like for example, going to the gym. Now, if you don't mind me asking, Claudia, now once you have done that before in the past, where you're able to block the problem and are able to go to the gym. Now, what does that tell you about yourself?
Well, it tells me that I can do it, that it's not gonna always be there. Um, and it tells me that it's gonna take me a while to get there also. But I know that I can, which is it's good to think about.
So I hear that I can. I hear that it's going to take a while, but that there's hope. There's hope in your voice. I hear in the way you express yourself. I hear that hope. Now, Claudia, if you don't mind me asking, what values do you hold that let you not want to give up on yourself those days that you're able to go to the gym? So what values do you hold that encourage you, or that push you to continue moving forward?
Oh gosh, that's a good question. Um, what values do I hold? Um, I don't know if I've ever thought about that. It's more of like for me, it's I don't know, like a sense of accomplishment almost. When I have been able to do that, when I have been able to kind of just say like no, like today I'm gonna go do it, it brings a sense of accomplishment that um I was able to overcome the laziness or the lack of motivation, right? Um yeah, I think that's what it would be, more of a sense of accomplishment for me.
Wow. So as I hear you speak, you say that when you're able to accomplish and fulfill, the things that you like doing, and you actually get to do them, that brings you a sense of accomplishment. Is this correct?
Yeah, yes.
Now, would you also say that with this sense of accomplishment, does it give you hope as well?
Um yeah, a little. Um if I can share, like when I think from the last time we talked, I was at a point where I didn't see any way of kind of moving past that. Like I couldn't find like a solution for myself. Okay, what is it that I need to do so that I can go do things that I enjoy? Um, but then I thought to myself, like, wait, like what have I done before, right? Um, and so I started thinking about that, and that was it. I did find some hope in that. Like, okay, if I've done that before and worked out and I was able to go do the things that I did and I enjoyed, like I can do it again. So that my head was, I think after our last session, I kind of ended, it was at a point where my head was going in that direction. Like, okay, I, I know what I kind of sort of need to do to get there.
Okay, so as you're explaining to me, so you're from the last time we spoke, and today, it kind of like gave you a reflection and a new perspective that it's possible, right? There's a possibility for you accomplishing the activities that bring joy to your life. Is this correct?
Yeah, definitely that possibility that it can be done, that it's not always gonna be there, that I'm gonna get to do everything that I want to do in the day. Um, so yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Now, based on what you told me about, that it is possible and there's a possibility for you fulfilling the things and accomplishing the things that you enjoy doing. Now, is there anything that you would like to change about yourself that is probably preventing you from achieving this goal?
Um, Change about myself, maybe my thoughts.
Okay.
I think my thoughts are really overpowering when it comes to that. Um, and so if I could change my thoughts, I would. Um, yeah, I think it would be that.
Now, have you done that before? Have you done that before where you've changed your thoughts and it has been beneficial?
Um, hmm.
Can you think of an example?
I I don't know if I honestly can't remember of like a specific example, but I do know that at times I'll just tell myself like, okay, you gotta keep going. Like you just do it, just do it. Um, but it's different. Like for me, like telling myself, okay, just do it when I know that I don't want to is very different than telling myself, okay, just do it when I do want to, if that makes sense.
If I am understanding correctly, there's a difference um, between the times that you want to do it versus the times that you don't want to do it. So if I understand correctly, when you want to do it, it's a lot easier, right? It's a lot easier to make the decision versus the times that you don't want to. Is this correct?
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot easier to change my mentality, right? To change my thoughts of like, okay, just get it done, go do it. But when I don't know if it's because I don't want to or just like that motivation is not there. So telling myself to just do it when the motivation is not there, it's hard. It's very hard.
Okay. Um, if I'm understanding correctly, it is very difficult when the motivation is not there um, to be able to fulfill or to motivate yourself. Is this correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if you don't mind me asking, Claudia, who else sees the effects of the problem? Is there any family members, friends, um, anyone close to you, a relative?
I think I would say my mom, but it's almost like okay, how do I say this? Like I'll tell my mom like, "Oh my gosh, like I'll come home from work and before I leave for work in the morning, I'll tell her like, "Oh, I'm going to go to the gym today, right?" And then I come home from work and I don't want to and I'll say it out loud. I'll tell her like, "Oh my gosh, like I really don't want to." and she'll tell me not to. She'll tell me like, okay, well, don't, it's fine. But I think it's more of her trying to be supportive and like, okay, I know that you're tired. I know that it's been a long day. And if you don't want to, like, that's fine. But for me, it's almost like I kind of want her to do the opposite. Like, no, like you said you're going to go, so go do it. Um, yeah. So I think like my mom would be the person who would see that, but maybe not in the way that I would want it to be. I don't know. Does that make sense?
No, yes, definitely. If I'm understanding correctly, what you're saying is that your mom, she sees the problem, but she doesn't see it the same way as you. So she tells you, well, if you don't feel like going, don't go. And she's more like she's seeing it more as a support, to you versus you seeing it as a problem in your life and how it is interfering in many and affecting many domains in your life. Is this correct? There's a difference in how the problem is being viewed.
Yeah, there is, right? Because for me, it's more personal, right? Because it's things that I want to do, and I know I bring like the gym because that's something that I would like to do more often, like on a regular basis. So that's when I say like the things that I want to do, I'm talking about going to the gym. Um, so like that, like what I was saying, right? Like it's more personal for me, and so I see it more differently. Like for me, it is a problem, but I know like my mom sees it like, well, no, it's fine. Like you don't have to go to the gym every day, like you go to work every day. Um, so yeah, like I don't know. I would kind of want her to like, if I don't have motivation within myself, like she would be my motivation. Like, no, go do it because you said you were gonna go do it.
Okay, thank you for sharing. Now, if have you talked to your mom about this problem? Have you talked to her about how the lack of motivation is it's interfering and how you would I don't know if there's a possibility for her to kind of show some support in the sense of instead of saying, oh, it's okay, just encourage you to, okay, you got this, you can do this. Have you spoken to your mom about any of this?
I haven't, um, but I know that there's been times where she'll tell me, she'll be like, well, what happened to going to the gym? I thought you were gonna go to the gym. So I think it has to happen more times for her to notice, like, okay, well, this in this entire week, you haven't gone to the gym when you said you have, like, why haven't you done it at least once or so? So I think it's more like, I think at that point is where she sees it, where it's like, okay, well, you're not sticking to it, or you're not like doing it on your own. So yeah, I feel like even though I don't say it or I haven't talked to her about it, like it'll come to a point where she'll tell me.
Okay, if I'm understanding correctly. So there has been instances where mom has questioned you about why you're not going to the gym. So, but as I hear you, you would prefer to be more often, more frequent. That is this correct?
Yeah. 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 Definitely more often not wait a whole week until she can really notice like, okay, well, nothing's changed.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Now, can you catch me, Claudia, can you catch me up on a time when the problem had a bit of influence in your life and somehow you stepped away from that problem towards something more preferred? Um, can you think of an example or a time?
A time where I was able to step away from the problem for something that I wanted to happen, something that I preferred to happen.
Right. Yes.
Um, Well, let's see. I think there was this one day where it was the start of my week, and I told myself, um, I'm just gonna like go straight to the gym from work. I'm not even gonna come home. Um, and so in the morning, I packed up my gym bag, I put in my clothes, um, and then I I thought I had everything, so I put it all in my car. And then towards the end of my day, when I was coming back home, I remember that I forgot one other gym bag that has like stuff that I use, like equipment that I use. And so in my head, I'm like, okay, well, I can't go to the gym now because I forgot this one bag. Um, so I think I was halfway there. I was halfway there where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it today. I'm gonna go straight to the gym, not come home. But I ended up coming home. I ended up coming home because I forgot that one gym bag. And to be honest with you, I don't remember if I ended up going that day or not. Um, I don't remember if I did. But that's the only time that I can remember where I really took control over it. Like I really told myself like, okay, this is gonna be my plan. This is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna get there. But and I'm sure I would have been successful in doing that if I didn't forget that other gym bag, but it didn't work out the way I wanted it to.